The 4.8% decline for GDP between January and March represents the largest decline since the 2008 recession. Consumer spending, which accounts for 70% of GDP, dropped by an annualized rate of 7.6%, the largest drop since 1980. Moreover, this is just a preliminary estimate. Analysts expect the eventual number to be far higher. And these numbers are for a quarter in which the economic lockdown only accounted for a few weeks. Second quarter GDP figures for April to June are projected to register a decline of around 30 to 40%, with some financial institutions predicting much, much worse. The White House is still clinging on to the hope of a V-shaped recovery, helped by a rapid reopening of the U.S. economy.
I think there's a tremendous feeling of optimism in this country. I think the third quarter is transitional. We're transiting into, but it's a very transitional period. I think it's going to do good, but I think the fourth quarter is going to be fantastic.
But reopening the economy too soon and then facing an even deeper recession is a risk.
I think fundamentally it's going to turn on whether the US is capable of actually putting in place sophisticated, widespread testing and tracing, which allows people to essentially go out and work and be in this community. It's likely that this may be actually quite a drawn-out recovery rather than a snapback.
At the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell pledged to do all that could be done.
We're doing all we can to help American families and businesses weather this difficult period. We will continue to use our tools to assure that the recovery, when it comes, will be as robust as possible.
Interest rate cuts and trillions of dollars in spending by the Fed have injected liquidity into the financial system. Along with the stimulus passed by Congress, markets have been reassured. In fact, Wall Street rose after the GDP figures were announced. But there is more and more evidence that the money being spent is not reaching those most in need. With unemployment now projected to reach 20% in June, there are increasing calls for far bolder action to help those who now find themselves without the money for rent, mortgages, healthcare and food. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera.